One envelope, one diagnosis, one broken family. Episode 2. Alejandro hesitated. I wanted to protect you. I wanted to protect Camila. I thought I could manage it without hurting anyone. But I see now that hiding Diego was a mistake. Camila's eyes burned with hurt. Protect us? By lying to us? How could you trust this family with everything else but not with the truth? Lucia stepped forward, her voice calm but firm. Maybe he thought we weren't ready. Maybe he feared the damage it could cause. Mateo shook his head. Fear doesn't justify betrayal. This isn't just a secret. It's a life he chose to hide. And all these years, we've been blind. Alejandro sank into a chair, silence filling the room like a heavy fog. I didn't know how to tell you. I didn't know if I could. Camila's voice softened slightly, tears glinting in her eyes. The question is, how can we forgive? Can we survive this? The room was thick with tension, every unspoken word pressing down. Outside, the city glittered as if nothing had changed. Inside, the family faced a choice. Let this secret destroy them. Or confront it together. Lucia finally whispered, maybe. This is our chance to rebuild. But only if we are brave enough to face it. Subscribe now. Because the next revelation as we go on will push the Montelaros to the edge. Will they fall, or rise together? The real threat revealed. Alejandro sank into the leather chair, rubbing his temples. The room was thick with tension. Camila's eyes flashed with a mix of anger and fear. I can't believe you kept all this from us, she said. Your secret child. The loans. But why? Why hide so much? Alejandro looked at his children, guilt heavy in his gaze. You think this is about Diego, the 14-year-old child here? Or the money? His voice wavered. No, that's not the real reason. Camila stepped closer, sensing the shift. Then what is it, Alejandro? Tell us. He took a deep breath, as if the weight of the world rested on his shoulders. The truth is, it's my health. The reason I hid everything is because I didn't want you to see me weak. Camila's eyes narrowed, disbelief written across her face. Weak? Weak how? What are you not telling us? Alejandro's voice dropped to a whisper, each word deliberate, heavy with dread. I've been diagnosed with a progressive neurological disease. One that could take everything from me, my mind, my body, my ability to be your father, your husband, your anchor. Camila gasped, stumbling back. No, that can't be. Her hands clutched her chest. Lucia felt her stomach twist. So, all the secrecy, all the shadows. It wasn't betrayal. It was fear. Fear of losing what? Losing us? Alejandro nodded slowly, his eyes glistening. I wanted to protect the family, keep you safe from the worry. But now, I fear I may have destroyed trust instead. Matea's voice cracked with emotion. We've been fighting over money, over lies. And the real enemy was right under our roof all along. The room fell silent, heavy with disbelief and dread. Outside, the city light sparkled, oblivious to the storm inside. One envelope, one diagnosis, and suddenly, the Montelaros' world had shifted. Lucia finally whispered, barely audible. Then, the question is, can we save him? Or is it already too late? Subscribe now. Public humiliation and private fear is heading its way to Alejandro dynasty. The next morning, Alejandro sat alone in his grand study, the city of San Aurelio sprawling beneath him like a glittering prison. He had hoped the revelation of his illness would soften the family, bring them together. But the storm inside the penthouse had only grown fiercer. Camila's footsteps echoed behind him. Alejandro, I don't know if I can even look at you, she said, her voice tight with hurt and fury. You hid Diego, you hid the loans. And now this? How could you trust us with nothing but your lies? Alejandro's hands trembled. I didn't want you to worry. I thought I could handle this on my own. I didn't expect. Didn't expect what? Matea's voice cut through the air like a knife. That would find out and hate you. That would be angry enough to tear this family apart. Lucia, usually composed and precise, leaned against the wall, arms crossed, eyes burning. You built an empire. But you couldn't be honest with us? You thought your illness was yours alone, while we were left in the dark, guessing, arguing, hurting. Alejandro's chest tightened. The walls of his empire now felt like a cage. I wanted to protect you. I wanted to protect the family. Yes, I made mistakes. I had a son outside marriage. Camila, please forgive me. Mateo and Lucia, could you two also forgive me? Mateo, younger but fiercely perceptive, stepped forward. Protect us? You think secrets protect? Secrets destroy, Dad. And now, we are all broken pieces. Suddenly, a notification flashed across Alejandro's tablet, the news of the hidden child. The loans, the diagnosis, the family conflict, all leaked to the media. Headlines screamed, Montelaro empire shaken, family feud exposed. Matea's hands shook with frustration. So now the world knows, and you still expect us to just forgive. Alejandro sank into his chair, fear pressing down like a weight he could not lift. I don't know if you can. I hope we can find a way before it's too late. Camila's eyes narrowed. Hope. You'll need more than hope, Alejandro. You'll need us to believe in you again. But how can we? When everything feels like betrayal.